So I've been reading the Absolute line for DC Comics, and on this channel, I have so far talked about Absolute Batman. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it at the end of this one so you can catch it before I move on. I want to ride that wave and continue the trend because people seem to enjoy my mini review slash talk about Absolute Batman. And today I want to talk about another title that has completely enthralled me. And like I said in the Absolute Batman video, the way I'm going to be portioning these videos out is based on volumes. So this is specifically based on the Absolute Wonder Woman, and I'm going off of volume 1 of Absolute Wonder Woman. So if you have not read this, I'm gonna try not to spoil it too really at all. Mainly, I'm just gonna talk about what I really love about this title and what I don't, and what works and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna talk and gush about this, just like I did the Absolute Batman. But like I said, I'm going on volumes. So if you guys enjoy this video and for what it is, I will do volume 2 for Wonder Woman next. But you guys gotta like the video to let me know if you like it. Okay, so let's talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. Hold the phone! It's your boy. I just wanted to let you know real quick before you continue the video that this video is sponsored by me. I just wanted to let you guys know that your boy right here has a website. Here it is in all of its glory, RevoArt.com. That's REVXArt.com. You can support me by getting an art print right here if you so incline. I have 4 different options for you. If you want a sketch, if you want line art, black and white, fully colored, totally up to you. And you can also get some exclusive merchandise. Check out that sick hat. Check out that incredible shirt, and check out that amazing hoodie. And if you're a member of the website, not only can you get these products, but you get a 10% discount. That's right, 10% off of anything from the website from just being a member. And if you don't want to do any of this stuff, but you want to support your boy, donations / tips are welcome. So just friendly reminder that I do have a website, and you can go to it now if you go to RevoArt.com. So Absolute Wonder Woman is just one of those titles that I was so excited to read. Obviously, the trinity of DC, I was excited to read Absolute Batman, I was excited to read Absolute Superman, and obviously Absolute Wonder Woman. They all looked amazing. I really loved the redesigns on all of the characters. Batman took me a minute to sort of get used to with the big chest, but then taking it off and that becoming a axe, that was so badass. I couldn't not get behind that. But we're specifically talking about Absolute Wonder Woman, and I've got to say, this is one of those designs that, like, if DC decided this was just the look of Wonder Woman from now on and not just like an Absolute title in an alternate universe, I would be okay with it because it just looks completely badass. The way that Wonder Woman looks in this Absolute line is completely amazing. It gives off really heavy anime vibes, which is a good thing, to be honest with you, because it's super metal, it's super sick, but then at the same time still keeps her like beauty. And I love the way that the art is for this comic run so far. Hayden Sherman's art really does do a good job of making it feel very Greek. So like that's the thing with Wonder Woman. I feel like a lot of times we see her and she feels like a very like strong female superhero, right? But in this, she really does feel like that Greek goddess, like that Greek demigod that she is. And I love the twist that they have in this, in the sense that Wonder Woman wasn't in Themyscira. She wasn't raised by Themyscirians. She was in hell. She got sent to hell and was raised by a witch. And it's actually funny because the witch that she's raised by is a witch that's like a major villain in like an original Wonder Woman line. So it's interesting to see the way that they have turned Wonder Woman's story upside down. It's still very much Greek inspired. It still very much keeps the essence of the character, but at the same time gives it a nice little sort of different dash to it, and that dash is straight up just hell in a way that makes it so bad ass. Wonder Woman has the armor, the red and black, looks incredible. The way that her eyes change color whenever she's like in battle mode, super sick. Like I said, the art really lends itself well with the story. It fits well. You know, guest artist Matia de Luis. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but perdóname. But his art in the final bit of this volume where Wonder Woman gets tested by Hades. Oh my gosh, I have not seen art like that in a minute. It's just like it's giving Alex Ross a run for his money. I'll say that. But in terms of the story, in terms of like what we get in this volume, and in terms of Wonder Woman's character, it's interesting because it starts out straight up on the battlefield. Like the city is run amok. They are being overrun by harbingers of Harbinger Prime, and Wonder Woman shows up in order to protect everybody. And she's not welcomed. She's not welcomed with open arms. She's actually seen as a problem and seen as a something that's not good for humankind, which does fit for this Absolute line, especially considering what they're doing with Absolute Superman and how people view Absolute Batman, or specifically the rich view Absolute Batman in his title. This fits well. Obviously, Wonder Woman throws in and tells Steve like, hey, there's going to be others that come after this. And she's obviously speaking about all the absolute heroes that exist in her universe, which is a nice little nod to that. Obviously, she kicks ass. She gets rid of Harbinger Prime. That's okay. But that was just a little like glimpse, a little taste to get you into this volume, because the main event for this, or the main bulk of what is in this volume, is actually a fight scene between her and the Tetracide, which the Tetracide is basically, as you know, Diana describes herself, death itself. And seeing her go up against such a beast. First of all, we're not seeing her go up against one or two monsters. We're seeing her in this like full like world of monsters, and I love it. She gets an encounter with Hades after the Tetracide. Incredible to see her in hell, to see her deal with that, and to see her deal with the consequences of being on Earth, and what that necessarily means. Because a lot of this stuff I'm telling you guys on face value, but the length of it really is also fluffed up with a lot of Wonder Woman's backstory. So we get a lot of Wonder Woman's backstory in between a lot of the fight scenes, in between a lot of like, you know, moments. And the backstory is really what sold me. You know, at first, the story seemed okay, but once you get into the backstory and then coming back to the story, the backstory is really what sold me on this version of Diana, because you really get to see the essence of who she is, and she's the most like in character in the Absolute line. I want to, like, she looks real, 180, but at the same time, it's still just Diana, and she just sees the good of mankind, and that's the Diana that we all know and love. And in this, that she keeps that. Instead, she's learning black magic. She's learning magical spells. She's learning how to be a witch. So on top of her having the power of a goddess, of a Greek goddess, she knows how to cast spells. She knows how to do these, her Pegasus isn't necessarily the Pegasus that we see in Greek mythology. This Pegasus is completely stripped, just bones and all. And it's such a striking image seeing Wonder Woman ride this Pegasus. It's so sick. She has a giant blade that she just takes out of her armory, magical little. I just love how magical she is. I love it. I love how magical Wonder Woman is in this. I love how she feels very tactile at the same time. And you could just tell everything that she has learned from her mother in hell is what makes her such a beast, and what makes her such a formidable hero, and or just goddess. however you want to consider her. And it's interesting because she is 100% like willing to be that protector for humankind, even though humankind won't accept her. It still has that sort of like fish out of water feel because she's not necessarily in touch with the way that humanity is, but at the same time, she's not gonna stop. She's gonna still keep fighting these monsters for humanity. And the two monsters that we see in this, like I said, the Harbinger Prime and the Tetracide, my goodness, some sick fight scenes. She goes into all, not all, but a good amount. Also, like her lasso of truth isn't necessarily just one lasso. Like she has multiple lassos, and that's really interesting, especially considering that one of them does a certain thing to her. I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you read the volume, you know exactly what I'm talking about because it's one of the main things that she uses to beat the Tetracide. And holy crap, what a moment! And obviously, like I said, the volume ends with her, getting dragged back into hell, facing Hades, and being put in this like position to save her mother. And that's all I'm gonna say. Honestly, I do love the interaction with her and Hades. I love this version of Hades. Not what I was expecting in terms of Hades, in terms of that. And then I love the backstory that you get with her and I believe it was Prometheus. Yes, this is yes, her encounter with Prometheus is just, oh my god. If you're a fan of Greek mythology just in general, this is a comic to pick up because they do not slow down when it comes to Greek mythology, and I love it. I love it. It's one of the reasons why I love the original George Perez run of Wonder Woman because it's very Greek heavy. And this is the same thing. It's just flipped up on its head. And I love how interesting it is because of it and how it makes it feel so fresh and new. I mean, Absolute Batman did the same thing where they didn't completely ruin the character and they still made him fresh and new. For this, you get the same thing. You still get Diana. You still get to see her be a badass. She's probably a little bit more brutal in this than maybe other versions. I don't know. But she definitely is such a sick version. And like I said, seeing her go full-fledged on these monsters and use all the magic, use all the things she has, and then seeing her backstory, her upbringing, how she became how she is, just makes me want to root for her continuing on. And I'm so excited to read volume 2 because of it. And I'm so excited to see what they got up in their sleeves with volume 2 because of the way the volume 1 ended. All I wanted to do was just keep reading more. And this might be one of my favorite titles of the Absolute like titles so far that I've read in general. Absolute Batman is still like, oh my goodness, like it's hard to top that. But Absolute Wonder Woman is literally just right there, man. It's right there, dude. It's so good. Especially, like I said, if you're a fan of Greek mythology and you're a fan of the Wonder Woman Greek mythology aspect of her character, this is something you definitely have to pick up. If you're just a fan of Wonder Woman, 100% recommend. Could not recommend it enough. But you guys let me know if you read this volume 1, the last Amazon of the Absolute Wonder Woman line. Let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know if you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know your thoughts on the character. Do you think this new Absolute Wonder Woman is worth reading? Do you think this new Absolute Wonder Woman is a great take on the character? Do you agree or disagree with certain things that I've said so far? Like I said, I definitely highly recommend this comic book. I couldn't recommend any of these Absolute lines so far that I've talked about enough. Absolute Batman was a banger. Absolute Wonder Woman is a banger. And you guys let me know if you want to hear me yap about Absolute Superman. I kind of did like in an Instagram story on my Instagram, Revo Art, by the way, REVX Art on Instagram. I kind of did like a mini review, I guess, of Superman. But I could yap a little bit more of the Absolute Superman title. I don't know. Let me know. If not, I got Absolute Flash out ready to just whip open and read. So let me know what Absolute title you would like to see me talk about next. Otherwise, if you reached the video thus far, like I said early on, be sure to like. If you want to see me talk about more comic book stuff, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section. Please, feedback is great. But like I said, I love the absolute titles. If I keep enjoying them, I will keep making videos on them, especially if you guys enjoy watching me yap about it. So yeah, that's that. Absolute Wonder Woman. Definitely recommend it. If you haven't read it, go out after this video, pick it up, or just go online, find it, and read it, please. All right? All right, cool. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.